apart from that, that's it. So, you know, it is what it is. Hey guys! Welcome back to another video. I'm joined by Beatrice today. And today we're going to be talking about the real truth about drama school.
Wow.
Okay, so we're going to start off with kind of our own experience with how we got in and how we found it, because I know a lot of people want that sort of advice. How do you get into drama school?
It's one of those hard ones, I think, like drama school in general, like there's so much taboo around it, you know, like some people have a lot of problems with like wanting to be an artist but not having the support from their family, which I think that's like number one problem. And I think Christina and I both can tell you that we've experienced the fact that like the hypocrisy that people sometimes come out with, or like the things that they may say just because you are an artist, you know. Now, like having left drama school, that's one of the things I struggle with the most, is actually admitting the fact that I am an actor, that I am a creative, and also like accepting that we live in a world that not everyone's like that. Like that has been the struggle.
Yay.
The struggle of being like part of a community in the world that is so important yet so not valuable. We currently have jobs, well, one of them that is not very creative, which is what pays our bills.
It's basically a retail job.
A retail job.
So, like, this career, but it doesn't get you money.
You know, like, and that is the main advice I can get out of this is like, you're not doing it for money, because
I remember our lecturer telling us that on the first day. He sat us down and he was like, well, I know none of you guys are here for money. And I was like, oh, yeah.
It's true. But yeah, Christina and I both went to a quite well-known E15.
So how we got in. So basically, they ask you for a self-tape, and then they, like, if you get past the self-tape, they ask for like 2 monologues and like for you to put some information about yourself. And then if you get through that, then you're going to get a recall. Obviously, this was during COVID, so like it was all online, which was like the first year that it was all online. And in a way, it was good and bad, because you would save so much money. Otherwise, I can imagine being from Cornwall going all the way to like Essex, basically, for an audition.
The thing is, well, a lot that was happening was that it was all on video and whatever. But like even now that we are in the field, a lot of the stuff that is done is actually from home. Like I work in a creative job from home. Christina sends self-tapes from home. There is actually this whole auditioning process actually has changed a lot. Like it's become very much based on a self-tape and then a recall, which then is in person. With us, it was, I wouldn't say during COVID, because it wasn't during COVID. It was that period when you've just left COVID.
It was 2021. Yeah, it was. It was like after COVID, because we weren't the first year to like. Thank God we weren't. Yeah, no. I would have hated that. Because I remember, did a gap year, didn't you?
I did a gap year because I thought there's no way in hell I'm gonna go to drama school, pay 9K a year, and do it from home.
So like the stories I've heard sound awful.
Like the year just above us, they were the COVID year, and I don't want to be that person, but like you could really see the difference in everything that they were doing.
Their class just didn't bond. Like,
no, they didn't.
I'm not saying it's the same with everyone, but like they just didn't bond. Like you could see it.
I know. Don't get me wrong, girl. You're going to drama school. Like there will be beef. There will be.
It was
like there will be beef. There will be. That you get in. Well, I think for me it was a bit different though, because I did a gap year. So for me it was a bit different, I think, than to you, because you had your support from your teachers. No,
I did. Like I had very like. They knew where I should apply to, and I applied to that. And it was like, I literally went for everything. Like, I knew I wasn't going to get into RADA. I knew I wasn't going to get into Lambda, but I was like, whatever. I was like, you never know. So I did it. And I paid, like, you pay a lot of money. Like, because obviously you have the conservatoires, and then you have, what was it called? Uni?
Like drama, uni. So basically, like, some drama schools are attached to universities. Other drama schools are not attached to universities. So stuff like Lambda, RADA, they are conservatoires. Whereas, for example, E15 is attached to a school. So it's a drama school that is attached to University of Essex. So that it kind of links. It's not at all any less than a drama school, but it has its benefits and its pros and cons.
I think because like they need to get more money or something.
They
so
do.
Why, like, basically, it's under University of Essex, but that's like the main name for it, but like
Yeah.
East 15
is
also
the
well
acting
known.
school. Got offered to go to Solent, actually, Solent University for an acting degree with a scholarship. But I actually decided not to go because I didn't think that was like the right thing for me. I always knew that I wanted to go to a drama school because like I'm of the opinion that is, if you are trying to do this, you need to involve yourself and submerge yourself in a creative place. At the end of the day, I think I learned more from being around creative people than I did actually from my lecturers, you know? And I think the environment you involve yourself in is very, very, very important. With us being in drama school, we were with people that really wanted it bad. And also
we were and we weren't.
Yeah,
there was very
both
certain,
sides.
like, it was very surprising to me because you will find that people are paying like
extortionate amount.
Yeah, you're paying so much money, but like half the people don't even turn up, and you're like, do you want to be here? But the problem was that it's not just up to them. It doesn't just affect them. This is what our lecturer would tell us. It doesn't affect you. It does affect you. Like if you have work with them, if you have groups with them, it's affecting you.
I think this is the thing with drama schools though, because it's like you're working as a group. It's a group thing. So
nothing's really individual. Like it is. It's kind of scary when it's individual because then you're all on your own. Like
that's the thing.
Because I originally went for the straight acting course, and then I got onto World Performance, and I didn't even know that I was going to go. Like I literally decided 1 week before that I was going to go. 1 week before didn't read the course book, anything about it, because all I wanted to do was straight acting.
That's the thing. People like. Anyways, East 15, like Lambda, like Rada, they all have different courses you can do. We were in the campus with the courses that were much more like physical and abstract. So you had like physical theatre, you had community theatre, combat. So you had like courses that were maybe not the typical norm, like straight acting or acting in TV. And I think that's also what differentiates East 15 from other schools, is that you have like specific things that are more tailored to you. Whereas like I know, for example, universities, you go there, you have a lecture, you maybe have like a certain percentage of like time doing whatever you want to do.
But how I got in was when we had the recalls basically over the laptop, I like didn't have a laptop at the time. And I had to borrow one from my college, and my internet was so bad because we had just moved to Cornwall like not long ago. And I remember literally doing my monologue, and this laptop was just freezing. And imagine I don't even care because I thought I wasn't going to go. So I was just doing this for fun. I was like, oh, whatever, like I'm not going to get in, like I'm not going to go. And then I actually got in, and I was quite surprised. But it was, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a whole speech planned, and now I don't know. How to get in, that's it. You just need to be yourself. I honestly think that's how I got in. Like, because looking back at my self-tape, this is not how you take a self-tape. Like, my knee to over my head was in. Like, you could almost see my whole body. The acting, realistically, definitely not good.
But you know what it is? I think, like, I was told this loads of times. Like, often, like, those type of people, like those teachers that do the auditions and stuff, they're not looking for someone that's already a good actor. They're not looking for someone that's already ready to be, you know, out there in the mainstream. They're looking for someone that they can shape and mold into a better person, a better actor, a better performer. And I think that's where the confusion often lies. We often think, no, if I'm not good at acting, I'm not going to get in. Actually, more than ever, people that are actually a little bit less good get in more than the people that are actually good, because you have something that they can work with. And I think that's what you need to remind yourself when you're doing your self-tapes is you don't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be 10/10 amazing. That's not what they want. They want someone that they can look at and see potential in. For example, with me, I had to do before I did the self-tapes of like the monologues and stuff, I had to do like a physical theatre piece thing. And I remember like sitting there and being like really, really worried about it and whatever, like not knowing what to do. And actually, like, all you have to, like, in my head, all you had to do was be creative and be different. And like, actually, like, after speaking to my my course director, Ramiro, like, he mentioned loads of times that that's one of the things that stood out to him the most, was the fact that I was so different. Like, my idea was so like absurd to everyone else, like no one else had the same thing, that was what set him on. So it's about having that spark of like something to differentiate you from other people, which is so hard.
Yeah, it's
Like,
really
so
difficult.
hard. The amount of people that apply to drama school is insane. I think I had like 100 people at my audition, and it was like a 1 hour slot, you know.
I never did in-person auditions. I think that's also why now is when I've come out and I have to go do, like, I did my first like big girl audition the other day, and I was like, I'm so scared. But thank God there was like actually nice people there.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times you go to an audition and there's like, I've heard stories like, I haven't been there yet, but like I know my day's gonna come.
You know, but also, guys, this is a side note to other people. If you are an actor and you are going to an audition, be kind to everyone else as well. Make sure you're not judging everyone. Don't sit there and judge. Don't sit there and be grumpy. Be nice. Everyone around you is as nervous as you. And I think that's what you need to remind yourselves is be kind to one another in those kind of spaces. Like, welcome positivity. Welcome a good environment so that everyone can thrive.
I think this moves us on to our second point.
Yeah.
About just fake people. Oh, we've had that. I think the problem was at drama school was everybody's there for themselves, unfortunately. And if you don't find the right people, then kind of good luck in the best possible way. Like, people are selfish. Like, people will do things just so that they can get the role. It's at the end of the day, it felt very like, who has the most lines? Who has the most this? Who has the most that? Instead of being like, oh my God, well done, you got this.
People forget about like what the reason they're actually there for, which is learning, and it becomes a very much self-centered situation. I think this happens like a lot with our our like career
age group and stuff.
And career.
Yeah.
Because like we're in a career field that is extremely competitive. There are about 10 girls that look like me, speak like me, and have the same abilities or skills as me, if not even better. So that makes it very difficult for you to be able to stand out and whatever. And when it came to like auditioning for roles and stuff like that, it was always a problem. It was always a thing. It was always an argument. And people get disappointed, and you know, receiving audition results is never easy. Receiving a neglection is never easy.
Like, when we found out about our characters, Bia actually fainted.
Yeah, I did. Guys.
Like, it was like...
But, like, guys, it was too much. Like, it was too much
Like,
build-up.
I will never forget, like, she was so stressed to find out what character she got for our Romeo and Juliet play that she full on fainted. And I looked at her and I was like, she's not fainted. I was like, come on, like, get up. She literally fainted on the floor. I was like, oh, okay.
I worked myself up, like, that week. I was working myself up so much for, like...
Because our director basically told us that whoever has to play a boy as a girl has to shave their head.
Yeah, waking up in the mornings, everyone was like people getting in early in the studio, being like serious. Other people like making comments, or
but this is another thing that we noticed from first year to third year. The people that weren't there in first year or second year suddenly started appearing up in third year, and suddenly started getting the roles from directors.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So third year, you have directors coming from like other places directing shows. First and second year is more like you're learning. And in third year is when you have the shows that are actually put out to the audience.
Like the actual, like, because we had one theatre, and that would be the theatre where all the third years would perform.
I think that's pretty much everywhere though, like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Schools. And like, you are your worst enemy as well. Like,
oh my God, I would like not do things because I'd get into my head.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, I think throughout
It's
first year,
insane.
I've never been so depressed at drama school. Never been
It's
so insecure.
hard. A teacher that literally was like clowning, and he would be like, go on stage and be funny.
And like, you can't move until somebody laughs at you, like that. And I was dressed as a dinner lady.
Yeah, even like straight stage fright. A lot of us have stage fright. It's actually crazy how many actors that you see in drama school that have stage fright. It's insane.
Oh my God, then people would be throwing up before they. So that wasn't. People would be throwing up before they go on stage.
You know, like guys, the stuff we saw, people fainting, being ill for like weeks and weeks on end because of the stress that they would put themselves under.
People are very ill at drama school, like
very
mentally as well, but
yeah.
but like I think if you're in drama school, then you need to be in therapy. I'm gonna be so real. Like, I don't know how you can get through drama school without therapy. It depends, but like, you need someone, if you haven't got the right friends to talk to about what's going on, but sometimes you get very suffocated. Like, we would hang out with the same people, we would live with them, we'd socialize with them, and then we'd go work with them again.
It's very hard, like,
and it gets to a point where like you start getting really frustrated. Like, we would sometimes get frustrated at each other because whereas now it's completely different.
No, I feel like me and Christina, like, as you guys can see from like our videos, we have a very close relationship, and I think leaving uni was so healthy for my
Oh my
new
God,
relationship. Don't get me wrong, like even at uni we were very good friends, like you know, since like sisters. But like leaving uni, like that step was so helpful.
It's hard because you have so many other people's opinions like all the time. Like
Yeah.
somebody always has an opinion about something, about what you're doing,
what
what the
you
other
look
person's
like,
doing.
what you're wearing, what you say, what you don't say.
But at the
People
same
judge your
time,
acting all the time.
Oh.
And I think that's it. Like I think when you go to uni, like remind yourself like the reason why you're there is because of you and your dreams.
you're only there for 3 years of your life, and honestly, 3 years I had such great memories. Like we've done so much, had so much fun, and like it was a huge culture shock coming from uni because I personally have never been out of education. So this has been a huge like heart attack for me, to be honest with you. I was gonna do a freaking masters just to still be in education.
I know, me too.
Just for the money and just to be in education. That was it.
I think with me doing the gap year really did help, and I actually encourage anyone out there to do a gap year to really figure out what they want. You know, I went through a phase in my life where I was like, maybe I don't want to be an actor. Maybe that's too much work. And also a lot of like self-doubt. Like even my teachers would always tell me like, Mia, you're so good at this. I'm like, no, I'm not. That gap year like really helped me consolidate in my head that actually no, this is what I want to do. And no matter, guys, how much I strain away from like any sort of like creativeness, it always comes back to me, and it always comes back even stronger.
Yeah. I personally think sometimes if I did a gap year, then I wouldn't have gone. I would have done nothing. And that is something that I was constantly getting told. I was like, I don't know. Like, I know I got in. I was like, do I not? I was like, then take a gap year. I don't know. And then everybody to me, it just depends who you are. But I also think me and Bia are very different in that way. Like, I always tell this, her mind is wired in a bit more maturer way, like only slightly. But I think it's also due to her gap year because she experienced different things in that life when I didn't, when I literally went straight from college to uni. And like when I first went to uni, I can't lie, guys, I was eating toast for a month. I was eating toast for breakfast, lunch and dinner. This is to figure out how to take care of yourself.
This is so true, guys. Me and Christina spent first and second year every other week in A&E.
Which is not like normal.
Funny.
Like not everybody was like that. But
it
like
was
I
ridiculous.
don't know.
But it was also like over like the most stupid things. Like, and it's because we weren't taking good care of ourselves whilst we were there. We were stressed. We were overworked because we were working like part-time jobs on the side because uni is just far too expensive, too much mentally, physically. So we ended up being ill all the time.
Go to uni and to go to drama school is very big because you learn a lot. Like I always got told like, oh, you won't manage it, or like you're not gonna have your mum there to do everything. But like you do realize that like one day it hit me when I had a pile of washing. I was like, shit. I was like, I have to do this now.
Yeah.
And it's like the tiniest things, like nobody does your dishes for you. Shit, like nobody's put this away for me. Nobody's done this. Like I think also like this is another topic is money. Like nobody warned you. You okay?
Sorry.
You at drama school about the money. Like I've realized this is that I always got told in college that I was going to get help if I couldn't afford something. But drama school never gave that to me. Like, I know so many people that went to that fucking finance office, sat there, said, I can't afford to pay my rent. Can you help me? No.
It's very hard. It's very challenging.
It was just like you were turned away. Like, but like what? Like, if you actually physically can't pay your rent, like, I knew people that couldn't. Like, I once got threatened that my Wi-Fi was going to get taken away because I couldn't almost pay my freaking accommodation. Like,
guys, genuinely, like,
it's
you also have to work.
Like, also because you didn't have a gap year.
Yeah, this is the thing. I had a gap year, which was very helpful with that because I managed to save quite a lot of money and go to uni and be a bit more like decisive on when and if I was working, which is very good.
Like I saved $1,000 and I thought that was enough, but like looking back, that's no way.
No way.
I think you need like at least like $3-4 grand,
if not 5.
But also don't let that stress you out. Like I went to drama school with $1,000, and look, I like worked shitloads, but I made it out alive.
We make you manage it. You manage, but like
money always comes back. Like it's such a big stress.
Genuinely,
even now in our big girl life, but it always comes back. Like
we can't stress about money because there's no point. Every other stress that doesn't involve drama school is just gonna pile up, and there's no point. You are in school from 9 till 6 plus rehearsal hours until 10, and then you're coming home learning lines or learning dances or learning whatever you have to do. Plus,
I don't know what to do first. Do I read this book? Do I do this? Do I do that?
Even
but
weekends.
Like you can't get away with some things. Like they always told us to read this book in lectures. Did I ever read it? I read like one page and highlighted it once and felt good, and that was it. So this is a very like extroverted place to be. Like if you're an introvert,
You're gonna struggle. Sorry.
I came there as an introvert, and then I did used to be.
Guys, you can't.
But like, no way.
No way.
It's not even by yourself. All your homework is doing group things with
You need
people.
to get used to like the idea of being surrounded by people, and that I believe, a little theory. You will only succeed in drama school if you are outgoing, productive, and take no shits. Sorry, but that's just how I see it. If you're the type of person that's gonna like accept like a lot of like negative comments, accept a lot of things, and you're not gonna be a person that's gonna try and be positive or be out there, you're gonna constantly give that mindset of like, you know, like this depressive mindset, which is just not gonna help you in the long run. And it's just, you're gonna go down a pit hole.
I partly agree with that. Not really. I don't think you have to be outgoing all the time. I don't think you have to be like.
Hard.
It's not like sometimes like the quietest person in the room is the best.
Yeah, but I mean outgoing, like you need to always like want to do.
Yeah, you always want to put 100% in, but I think always like, I think it depends. Like a lot of like introverted people, they do very well. Like if you think about some of the people that like wouldn't talk as much or wouldn't do as much, like they would still do very like that's the big struggle is when like this is why I would struggle is when to voice your opinion in a room with loud people.
Yeah,
because you have very big characters. Like
you do.
Bia, for example, has got a lot more ideas and stuff than I would, and I feel like you would be able to express it better than what I could.
Yeah, I think that's also to do with like the type of person you are. Like some creatives are the type of people that need to be told what to do, and other people are the people that create them but don't know how to do them. And I think that's kind of how you differentiate.
When we first started devising, I was like, I hate devising because I've always been told no. But like I've learned a huge lesson. Like I actually enjoy it now. Like I've learned a very big lesson with it.
You always end up enjoying the stuff that you don't enjoy at the beginning.
That you think that you like. I didn't think I'd like masks. Like mask work was like one of my favorite because like I'm a very person where like I feel like I'm a lot more like hidden here sometimes, and like my body I don't care. Like I'd much rather have my body out than my face out sometimes. So when we could put that mask on, I literally felt so good.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of like performer you are. I always feel more of like a face person. Like for me, like all my comedy comes out of my face. Like it does. Like guys, it does. I promise you. When people are like, you're so funny. Yeah, because you're watching my facial expressions and because you're like watching me say a joke. So to me, being comedic,
I think I get quite physically funny. People find me physically funny. I just do weird shit. This is on to housing. Let's describe a bit about housing.
I hate the whole process.
Housing's very different to uni housing. So at drama school, you have a 1-year accommodation if you choose.
Can be there for 3.
You can, and it's cheaper, but nobody really wants to do that. Either you can have be at the accommodation for 3 years or be at the accommodation for a year. We signed a year, and then after that, you have to go find own student housing.
Thank God we didn't sign a 3-year contract.
I know.
Guys, that's a scam. Don't do it.
And also at other unis, you can literally just like they have like an accommodation halls, and then you have like the accommodation, but it's like in villages, so it's like safe within the campus.
That's really nice.
Like one of my friends who went to Plymouth, she had it like that, and it's nice and it's cheap.
Yeah.
But for us, we had to live like
on
like on the streets, like
on actual houses.
Well, not in houses, but like on the streets. Not like we didn't have like a campus sort of situation at all.
I think housing is a big problem. When you move to uni, you realize that not everyone around you lives the same way as you. You know, and that is a struggle, and that is something that takes a long time for you to get used to.
I think the main problem is the cleanness in the house.
Yep.
That's problem number 1. Yep. Problem number 2 is like you can kind of deal with the loudness. It's got problems. Sorry guys, my phone died. Had to chuck. That's disgusting.
Some SMR.
Stop.
Wait.
Actually, one more negative.
Wait. Go.
One. Why not?
That sounds so like.
Okay.
That sounds so like
Hey guys, this video is like not doing well. I'm currently on 10%, and we've just spoken for like
currently 5:15. I need to leave my house at 8 o'clock. I have not.
tomorrow. And this video has been on slow-mo, I'm pretty sure, for the last 10 minutes. I literally want to kill myself.
But hey, welcome.
I don't even know where I got to. Quickly say the last point that we were saying about contacts.
Oh yeah, positives. Yep.
Which is very positive, but also quick negative before it is that, like, we said there's so many people that we don't talk to now from uni that I would happily say, like, bye to, block them, get rid of them, but you never know when you're going to need them again.
This is a problem with our industry. It works based on contact. People, when you're going to drama school, you're literally building your contact list. I currently have a friend for all areas of creativeness. And this is the thing, like, I've got a friend that has projection. I'm currently working for someone that was my lecturer. Godsend, let's just say that. And now I'm working for her and I call in people. Like, build contacts and you need to keep in touch with people.
So many interesting people, like...
Yeah, you do.
There's so many, like, funny people in drama school. And honestly, the amount of, like, fun nights out that we've had or, like, interactions with people. Like, I've turned to people that, like, make me so angry, but, like, in tough times, they've, like, been there and they've, like, even cared a bit. And it's like, oh, like...
It's really nice. To Romania, we went for work one of the times. And it was because based on a contact that we had in school. Now, drama school, that contact decided to take me and Christina on board for this project. And lucky us that we made a good impression on this director. And at uni, to build connections and to build yourself as an actor. Don't forget that.
About the training. For example, I went to a recent audition and you can kind of tell who's fresh out of drama school and who isn't. I'm not saying drama school is the be-all and end-all because hundreds of people have made it without going to drama school. And hundreds of people that have gone to drama school will not make it.
So true.
Or will not want to make it.
Yeah, so true.
But that extra training, that extra level really helps you a lot to know, like, this is good, this isn't good, what would I have done in this situation? I mean, it's also true, like, what Bia was saying earlier is that you learn from, like, other people.
So much.
Like, I've learned from other people so much.
And I've learned to better organize myself, how to be a director, like, some of the people we had in our class had some skills that they had acquired from past training that is just, like, insane. Like, we had someone that played the spoons, for example. I think something that I got taught on my first lecture by the director teacher. He said to us, one of the first things was like, be here, be a sponge, absorb, 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 and then when you leave, let it out to the world. And that is so true. Be a sponge at a drama school. Be a sponge everywhere you are. Any room, any rehearsal space, any time you have with the creatives. Be a sponge. Absorb. Absorb. We used to do little things. And I was like, what the fuck is the point in this? Don't worry. Don't you fucking wait. Because now that I've left, I'm like, oh, I can see why I'm using that.
I think another big thing in drama school is self-belief. And I think a lot of people, like... I still sometimes don't think I have that even after 3 years at drama school. But, like, you surround yourself with people who pretend to have it, let's be realistic, and it kind of reminds you, sometimes in this career I can get embarrassed because I'm like, oh, is this like, is this stupid, or is this like me just pretending that I can do this? But then you surround yourself by people who are like, no, I am going to do this, I am going to do this, and it helps you a lot with like self-belief. Believe on yourself and you're on the stage. How is the audience supposed to believe you? Like, that was a big thing. Like, when I played Lady Capulet, I didn't believe in myself for ages. And I was like, how is the audience going to believe me if I don't believe that I'm this character right now?
Out there into the world is be confident in what you're doing. Even if you don't, just believe in it a little bit. Never doubt your self-worth, guys. Ever, ever, ever.
Drama school's not worth it for that, please.
It's not. Also, it's not worth your mental health being exhausted. Enjoy the time while you're there. Like, I know we sat here and we said a lot of negative things, but also there were so many positive things. Think about all of those things that made you go there in the first place.
Who encouraged you? And if nobody encouraged you, somebody will.
So
Trust me, like, I turned around, came to drama school, and the amount of encouragement I got from drama school was insane compared to before drama school. You think it'd be the other way around, but it's not.
Strong-minded, you're strong-willed, and you will get there in the end. You just have to, hard work pays off. And that is that, guys. Believe in that. I think that's the best advice I can give.
I'm going to end the video here because I'm pretty sure I'm probably on like 2% now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know if you have any more questions. Bye, guys.
Bye.